Every great team in history has had its journey, and for the Haslett soccer team, it was no different. For the 2018 season, the Haslett Vikings had one thing on their mind, something that has eluded Haslett soccer for nearly 20 years, a district title.
I'm Charlie Tooley. I am a senior captain of the varsity soccer team. I'm a central defender, and this was my third year on varsity.
I'm Griffin Dorn. This was my fourth year on varsity soccer. I've been playing since I was a freshman. I was also captain with Henrik Holland as well as Charlie Tooley.
My name is Henrik Holland. I was a varsity soccer player for this 2018 season.
The district final of our junior year was pretty hard for the whole team because that was the season that we were going to accomplish everything.
And we start out with the 1-0 lead, so we really think we have them. Then we go into the second half, and they put one in late. We're not panicking, but we know we're going to have to go into overtime to beat them.
East Lansing had got the first goal in overtime. We were really starting to panic. And then during the second half of overtime, I crossed in the ball, and we were able to score another goal, tying it 2-2.
That got us tied 2-2, and all of a sudden we're heading to PKs. Now, it might go a bit far to say it's a curse, but Haslett has not been good in PKs. We've been known not to be good in PKs.
It was heartbreaking for me. It was heartbreaking for all the seniors. It really felt like we were robbed of something that we thought was ours this year.
Even though it was the end of the 2017 season, the journey had just begun.
First home game of our senior season was against East Lansing, and that was the team that we wanted revenge against for every district title since we've been here, since I've been playing. So that was really big for us. It was our home opener. We were ready to go. We were fully prepared for the season. We'd been looking at East Lansing. We knew what they were going to bring. And again, they came out and beat us, and we couldn't do anything about it. We had no chance at winning the game.
I was super excited. I was ready to put on a show. It was still during the summer, and it was one of our few 4 home games this season. And it was just kind of a disappointment. We were really excited to see this opponent that we just had a bit of rivalry with throughout all 4 years of my high school season, and we just couldn't put it together that game.
We knew this would have to be a win for us, or at least a tie, something that says we can compete with these guys. And we start the game relatively well. We go down 1-0, but then we come back and we make it 1-1, and we have the momentum in our favor, but a few silly mistakes, things that you'd expect at the start of the season, sort of let us down in that regard. And we ended up losing that game 3-1. And I didn't say it affected our mentality going forward, but it definitely left a scar.
The season opener didn't go as planned, but the Vikings had to shake it off as they approached league play.
Williamston, everybody knew that it was time for business. There was no messing around. Everybody came in with the mentality that we needed to win, and there's no way we were leaving that field down goals.
It's time to win. It's time to get the points. And we came out with that game with fire, and we just went at them.
And with a dominant 3 goals, the Vikings looked better than ever.
Everyone did all their jobs, and we went in, got the win, and at that point we knew we would either win the league or draw the league.
We knew we were going to be able to hold it out for the rest of the game. We eventually won 3-1, and it was the start we needed. It was the start we deserved, and it was the start that I knew would take us further.
We got the win, and it was exciting. We knew that we could take this league.
I remember ever since I'd played varsity, I would always talk to my dad and be like, oh, I'm so excited for next year. I'm so excited. We have so many seniors this year. I'm so excited. And then coming into my senior year, it wasn't that same feeling. of, oh, I'm really excited, I don't know what we're going to do. But it was an excited that this is my last season to make a mark. I don't know, this is definitely not the most skilled team we had, but I'm going to do the most with what I have.
We weren't expecting much. We knew that we had great team chemistry. We've known each other for a long time. But we also knew that the skill wasn't there that we had last year. And in a way, I think that sort of reflected on what we thought we could do with this season. We were very limited in our goals. I mean, we thought we could win the league, which is something we've been doing for a while, but anything past that, and it was going to be a challenge. So it was incredible to think that we had the season that we did.
The Vikings controlled the league and went into their final match knowing that they had a piece of the league title.
The league final at Lansing Eastern is not a game that we're necessarily proud of.
We knew we would most likely win. We knew this wasn't the most skilled team, and I would say we took the gas off the pedal for a second.
We came out kind of slow because we knew the game didn't really matter at all because we were going to get a championship anyway. And I think the guys took it kind of lightly.
I was able to score a goal off of a corner, heading it into the corner, and we were able to go up a few goals. And even though we didn't play our best, we were able to hold on to a lead and secure the league championship for Haslett.
The crown was theirs, but the celebration was short-lived. The Gold Cup was approaching, with the 8 best teams in the area all going after the trophy. The Vikings were more determined than ever.
First round of Gold Cup, our draw was absolutely awful. We won the Red Division, and we were given the 5th seed, which was a huge understatement for our team.
We felt disrespected. We felt like they didn't really respect our style of play, and they didn't really look at the stats that we had.
We hadn't been able to put the ball in the net. It ended up finishing 0-0, and we go into a shootout. I'm somewhat nervous because I know Haslett had never really won shootouts in the past 4 or 5 years I'd been on the team.
We won it, and we were all incredibly surprised, but we all felt like we earned it, that we had it coming.
We were able to reverse the curse and win our first shootout in a long time.
With the curse broken, the Vikings were prepared to face the number 1 seed, the Holt Rams.
Being the 5 seed that we were, we're heading into our next game.
0-0 the first half. Kind of nervous. I don't think we had played our best, but we went into the second half knowing that we needed a goal.
We started kind of poorly, but we really came into the game, and by the end, we pulled in a goal, and then we held our defense out for the rest of the game, which was a common theme this year.
Second half, Haslett here in white with a chance to get on the board. Griffin Duran bangs it off the crossbar, then watch Elisa Ballin keep it alive, directed into the net to break the scoreless deadlock. It's 1-0.
In a very close game, the Vikings triumphed over Holt 1-0, with a chance of winning the trophy against their rival, East Lansing. The Vikings wouldn't have had it any other way.
It was a wreck. We matched them for most of the game, and then there was one big mistake that let down the entire game.
It was a silly mistake. It was a silly foul, and it gave them a free kick outside the box.
And they were able to put that goal in. It was disheartening at first, but we knew we could still try to pull one back.
And I'm thinking to myself, please, this one time, just let us have this win. Let us do something. Make Haslett stand out.
It was horrible. You could watch all the players cry. You could see it on their faces, and that was just devastating because we'd lost one more title to East Lansing.
At East Lansing met Haslett in the other one. These same 2 teams faced off last week in the Gold Cup final.
Getting East Lansing again, It was disheartening at first.
When we get the draw for East Lansing, we get the bye, that was great. We were really happy with that. But it gave us a huge break before the districts to start so we could prep and practice and learn a lot about them again.
We have about a week or two to prepare to play East Lansing again. And I'm telling you, most of the team thought that was season over right there.
I remember just knowing we had to win. We had to win. There was no other option, but there's still doubt within me that we could do it, that this might be my last game.
We were going to play East Lansing that night, and I was sitting in my house and felt like I was about to cry because I knew that would be our last night. I could feel it, and I felt like that would be the end of my soccer career.
We go out there, and being a Haslett-East Lansing rivalry, it's 0-0 full time.
It was nerve-wracking to play. Everybody's legs were cramping. The field was mud. You just had to keep pushing yourself, knowing this could be your last game. This could be my last 10 minutes of my season.
Then, the unthinkable happened.
First overtime, Haslett's Drew Archambault on a corner kick sends it in front. Jack Dillon with the terrific header. Now that should end the game, right, Sherry?
Everybody on the field was ecstatic. The crowd was insane, and we felt like we might have just won the district final.
All the players came together at the end. We were running off the pitch, celebrating with Ramiro, our coach, and just the look on his face showed that we finally beat them, and that was just an incredible moment for all of us.
That's game 1-0. We beat them. And it was, I'm not going to say one of the most, I am going to say it, probably the most exciting moment in my soccer career.
To think that only a year prior, a miracle season ended in disbelief, and now they were on track to go further than any Haslett team had gone before, but the trophy wasn't theirs yet.
So in the district final, we faced DeWitt, which is our school rival.
They weren't going to be close to the best team we had played this season, but it didn't matter. The outcome was still the same. The outcome that we needed was still the same. We needed to come out there with a win.
We didn't have a great first half, but second half we were down to business.
And with the captains, the seniors leading the team, we couldn't lose that day.
And the feeling that I had was just insane. Nothing I had felt before.
The expectations seem to be lower, but they took that as a challenge. That and the fact that we haven't won a district in a while, they use that as motivation to respond. And really, they've been played with that chip on their shoulder the whole year, and we play with an edge. And it showed today. It's shown all year.
I've been waiting for 4 years. I've been on varsity since my freshman year. We lost it that year. We lost it my junior year, and just after all that work, we finally have been able to put it through.
The Haslett Vikings had done it. They had won the district title. They went on to play Spring Lake in the regional semifinals. But like all good things, the Viking season came to an end after a loss to Grand Rapids Forest Hills, the #1 team in the state.
I bawled my eyes out after that, because even though I'd known we'd accomplished everything that we'd set out to and more, it was still over. And I could look at all my other senior guys, and they were all crying as well. Because we'd gone through so much together. We'd gone through a few district losses, a few Gold Cup losses, and at this point we knew we were the best Haslett team in history.
Graduating 12 seniors at the beginning of last season, and it seemed scary, but it didn't matter because we had so much more determination and grit than the year before that it didn't matter who we played. We just wanted it more, and that's how we were able to build one of the best seasons Haslett's program has ever seen.
Falling to EL twice, coming back and beating them, ending their season, getting to a Gold Cup final, you know, winning the league, taking a district title. It's quite the roster of achievements.